Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Would you say, your name or what you do?
Okay, so my name is Kelly Farrell. I'm a teacher, and I own a company called Teach Me Social.
Okay. So, do you remember when was the first time we met?
I don't remember the first time we met, but the first time that we started working together was about 2.5 years ago. So we must have met probably close to 3 years ago.
Yeah. I believe in that. Some of the mompreneurs.
Mompreneur stuff.
Yeah. So, what do you remember from working together?
When we first started working,
anything that comes to your mind, what is your recollections from that time?
So I knew from the moment that I met you that I wanted to work with you. I remember the first time I met you now.
Yeah.
I remember you were at the Mompreneur show, the very first show that the Etobicoke Mompreneurs did, and it would have been 2012.
Okay.
May or March.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago, and you had your booth set up and you had a tea service, and I sat down and had tea with you, and you were inspirational.
Okay.
You were friendly, and you had been through enough in your life to understand what I was going through in my life, that I knew that at one point you would lead me in a direction that I needed to be led in.
Wow. And at that time,
that's what I remember. So then we started working together.
Yeah.
And I needed help. I was buying a house, and I was divorced, and I needed to understand my finances, and I needed help. And you were there. So terrified me.
How did I terrify?
You made me face some tough realities. You made me make choices, and but you helped me, and I am in a completely different place than I was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I see that you still keep that folder of Mom's Financial Fitness Program.
I do.
And with all the worksheets and everything that we've been working at that time. So I realized that you said that you haven't been opening so much, but you mentioned that you realized that there were certain attitudes or certain habits that you realized you changed since that time. What was that?
So I keep it on my desk, and the spine of it says finance, just to remind me, and it's very pretty, to remind me of that time when I was, desperate for change financially. Just looking at the binder and opening it even to the first page and seeing your picture, or seeing your picture come up on my Facebook feed, reminds me almost daily that I need to continue to be in charge, that I need to continue to think about these things. I need to continue to set my goals and know where I want to go.
Yeah.
And it all falls into place.
Yeah. And what about the attitude that you used to have, and the faults that you've been struggling before, and then what happened to that?
I don't know, and I know I'm still terrified to open my online banking account, but I know that when I do open it, it's not as scary as it was before. So I know that, when we met before, I didn't even want to open it. I rarely opened it. Every time I opened it, I was faced with negative balances and NSF fees, and that was a tough reality to change. But since we work together, I've had no NSF fees. My balance is maybe not always positive, but it's not always negative. And, I'm surviving, and I'm in charge of it, and it's choices I make. So that's a big difference.
That's a lot. What about the risk management? At that time, you were buying a house, and you were terrified that you're only the one to take care of the payments. How do you feel after that? Did you gain any confidence? Did you gain anything that makes you're already 2 years in that house?
Yep.
And you're paying it.
I've never missed a mortgage payment. The heating bills have been tough in the winter time when they spike. But now that I've been 2 years in the house, I've been trying to plan ahead, knowing that, the bills may be less at one point in the year and higher at another point in the year, and trying to know what's coming. I'm trying to set reminders in my calendar to know when bills are due so that I can meet those deadlines, which is something that I never did before, because it felt like something that was impossible. And now it's possible because I've been doing it. So I know that, whatever the next step, whatever the next chapter in my life is, I know I can keep paying my bills.
Yeah, and I remember that in the end of our work together, you took some very brave steps to even, go to and implement some of the risk management steps, and you got insurance, and it was a big commitment to pay additional. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I feel secure knowing that I have insurance. So knowing that if anything happens to me, that my daughter is taken care of. If anything happens to me, the house is taken care of. It's a big monthly payment, but it's absolutely worth it.
Have you ever thought it this way about insurance before we met?
No.
No?
No, I didn't think it was necessary. Nobody thinks insurance is necessary until they need it. But no, it has given me security knowing that at any point in time that, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, so you believe that that decision was like a conscious, good decision that you've done. Yeah,
yes.
That's good.
Yes. and I reevaluated that decision when it came out for renewal a year later. So when the papers came again and I looked through it all again, I was in a better place emotionally and financially, but I was able to reevaluate it with a different perspective and continue making those payments for that insurance.
Wow,
it's important.
Yeah. And so you're a single mom, so you support yourself and your child, and that program and that whatever you did with the house and with insurance, with all the steps. I remember that you are planning to do a business, and I believe we're going to go through that goals that you set at that time to see. I believe most of them you are already reached, but. How do you feel with your confidence about managing all this, different avenues that you're different hats that you put on your head?
Every day it's easier. So the more, I think I've gained confidence knowing that, I was stuck and I made it through, and now, I can, face the challenges, and just as long as I keep everything in perspective and keep it all organized, I seem to be able to do it. And knowing that I've done it before helps me know that I'm going to keep being able to do it.
Wow. I congratulate you for everything. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really would like to continue working with you, and I hopefully know that I can help you in the future also.
You help me every day when your face shows up on my Facebook feed.
And
your emails show up. Your emails are inspiring. And every story, it brings back those same memories of what I need to keep doing. So even though, we may not talk for a while, you're still there and you're still a presence, which is important, and that's wonderful.
Wow, I have chills. Thank you so much, Kelly. I need a hug. It's all true. Thank you, my dear. I'm not sure if we can show the hug. Okay, show the hug. Thank you. Yes.